we're back to pay, and we're back to pay in a different manner. Uh, Not only is it external rotation, but it is pressing the knee almost forward into the ground. Um, because I was trying to get back into curling again, it just wasn't working. It wasn't, and it was making it way too difficult, way too difficult. And it was like, I mean, it was moving fine, and it felt like there was something happening, but it wasn't. So it was cool to learn from and stuff, but it's back to pay. But it's not the fact that it's pay. And external rotation has. It's more of the idea of pressing that right knee into the ground, and that's how I'm going to get extension through the right hip, which I ended up doing pretty decent today. 35 felt like shit, um, and they just they weren't, because I was in that manner of why with curling, and it just wasn't working out. So, but anyway, this made it just like exponentially more clear, like on like why or pay going into another why or pay. The transition made sense, and then I started getting froggy, thinking that I'm gonna fuck around a little bit. And what I started doing is that when I was in single support, I start on the toe anyway, to make the transition easier. I was curling like I was running, on single support, and so I don't know if I'm gonna keep something like that, and I really don't think. I really don't think that that it's curling. I think it's going to develop the way it developed, uh, with pay, instead of curling it, because it just kind of lets it go free. I would be literally going to the ball, and I don't want to do that. What it's going to end up turning into is me turning and pushing my knee back into the ground again. So that's super, uh, not not different, because I know what it feels like, but it's going to be the transition is making sense from single support to the next catch, and what it's doing is allow the anticipate. I don't need to anticipate as much, because as soon as I go into that single support, my left foot grounds, then I already know what to do after that. After that, it's just the transition, like my drill into Y. And so today was a really good day to figure out like the catch to zero again, because I knew that I didn't want a ton of pressure. I didn't want to feel like I was working from the catch to zero. I didn't want to, because I wanted it to feel like a pay or a Y, where I'm ghosting the person. Like I am there, and then I'm not there. And so I was just thinking of like, how else can I get like external rotation, or think of those types of things, or how can I rotate the right foot again? And it just had to do with just pressing the knee downward, which is great. But I mean, comes kind of the next factor of it. It's like, oh my God, if you need to, people need to take care of themselves even more, because it's like, I know that my knees are. I mean, it's not my knees; it's more my quads. I need to take care of my quads better, and I know I'm beating it up, sprinting and squatting and doing all that good stuff. But man, like you don't realize, how much more you have in you until you actually start doing some type of mobility work or flexibility work. Because if there are some positions that you physically can't hit, and even worse than that, hitting it is one thing, but being able to maintain it is a completely different thing. And so being able to maintain it, and if people can't do that, then I mean, your ceiling is super low. So I am incredibly interested to see how this is going to develop. I had one throw. I had one throw today, which is perfectly fine. I usually only have one throw. I had one throw today that really felt like I was ghosting it. And I felt like it was pay, and I felt like it was on every single turn. It felt like it was that. It didn't feel like anything, but the distance was decent, and off of doing nothing. And so now, what the freaking fun part is being able to incorporate the upper body again. And so this is just work. This is all just nothing but work. Uh, I went from just thinking of stability and external rotation, and I would take that plus curling and external rotation, thinking of it as pay, thinking of it as y, and within all of those elements, I can recycle things when I need to, and I can take things out when I need to, and just screw the pattern up a little bit, just so I can, because there's body movement in everything, and so just because the body is moving in a particular direction doesn't mean that it's the muscle that you think that is using, or that is in there, that is making that happen. Like whenever I see like a bent knee, I'm either thinking that they're holding that position through, I can create that position through a hamstring curl, where my feet are pulling the ground underneath me, and my knees then go forward. Or I can think of like a Hindu squat. Um, and a couple other things. Fuck it, it doesn't matter. But like, there's certain positions to where it's like, I think I know what that is, and then fuck with it, and then it's not working as well. You give it enough time, and then you do something, and it's not working. I want to change it a little bit. I want to tweak it, and then you do to the other action, and then it wasn't working, and then you keep going, and then you keep going back and forth until like you have this epiphanous moment of, it may not be either. It may not be either. It may be something in between. And like, that's something that's so valuable, is that like Tiabanza and Y are the grandmother, grandfather of Shuaijiao. And there's every element, every throw in between those things, which I thought was awesome. And that's what I was doing. I made my own grandmother and grandfather of elements within the hammer, and then I found something in between. And I think it's super hard to do that. Super hard. I think it's going to take a long time. I don't think it's going to take a long time. I think I'll get it. I think I'll have a better understanding of it. But pay, why, all those other fun stuff. It's really coming. I like it, and having a shitty day, even though like coming into it super hype and stuff, and it's a perfect day. It's a beautiful day, and I didn't want to waste it. But it's something that's really cool. I mean, really cool, just to be able to sit out here and just think. Okay. Laters.